This daily drawing exercise is something a bit different. We're on Sydney Harbour, probably rather obviously with the Harbour Bridge in the background there. The Opera House is just to the right of our photo, but this is one of the Sydney Harbour ferries coming into Circular Quay with just a few passengers. It's actually a glamorised catamaran, so it rides on its two side hulls and the space between them sits out of the water. So it's a bit of a different subject for me, which makes it interesting and a bit of a challenge at the same time. So I decided to start with this centre block of 5 windows, because if I just work on the proportions of the windows, that gives me the whole strip together, and then I can go upwards and downwards, and paying attention to the sort of details that the upper windows don't sit directly over the lower windows. They're wider because this whole level is wider than the one below. If you look, you'll see that the ferry driver is on the extreme right window, and that this is actually the bridge of the ferry. So I'm trying to position those. You'll see I've put a few lines between 2 of the windows on that upper level, but I know that I can clarify what lines what when I do some of the shadow behind the glass. So I'm not overly worried about that. And now I come down, but I need to get the foreground worked out before I do the spaces between the windows in that lower level, because there are some people and other elements of the bow of the ship in the way. So I work on getting the front sorted out. It's not particularly clear from the photo. I probably relied a little bit on my memory of what these ferries actually look like in life. And so now I need to get, probably the only other, in my mind, tricky part about this is the foreshortening along the side. And I and ah how far it has to go. I start with that, but then I wonder whether that's really quite far enough, and whether in fact I need just to push it a little bit more. And I decide to push it a little bit more, and I hope that there'll just be enough lines to hide the fact that I extend it. So here you see me now extending it slightly, and I didn't feel at the end it was particularly noticeable that I'd done that. I felt it looked really blotchy right now as I do it, but I thought it was better to see how it worked, trying to just extend it slightly. And then we had these curves along this right side of the ship, which of the ferry, which also were a little bit tricky to sort out, especially when I didn't have a strong sense of exactly where they were going to end. And it's fairly important, this back corner on the right of the ferry that we see, that does protrude quite a lot beyond the superstructure that we have in that back corner. They're the things that's important to notice, just how far out beyond the element above or below a protruding element goes. Now there is some sort of radar gear on top. It's not particularly easy to work out exactly what's what, and so I very much am just drawing the effect of it at that point. I do intend to do more work behind the windows, but I thought I wouldn't go too far overboard with that until I was happy with the fundamental shape of the ferry and the way I did some parts that weren't quite so obvious to me at the start how I was going to do, such as the hatching and the ocean, the seawater between the hulls of the ship under the centre. I thought I'd just sort out what I was going to do there. I now put in the name of the vessel, the Golden Grove, and you'll notice that well, maybe you didn't notice, but I try and make sure I position it in the right place. And I don't think of it so much as doing letters as putting lines into place. And if there's not room to actually write the word with the size pen that I'm using, then I need to just create the effect of letters, not try to actually draw letters. So I put some of the behind the glass images that we see through the glass in that first section, and draw the captain standing there. I don't know if he has a wheel or not. I guess he does. I think ships still have wheels. And now we just get to see some of the underneath. This is just the bridge, so it doesn't go back nearly as far as the section of the ship beneath it, which goes right the full length, pretty much of the ship, just a few metres at the stern. A lot of the Sydney ferries were the same each end for decades and decades. So it didn't matter which end was pointing in towards the wharf, but this catamaran obviously has a front and a rear, a bow and a stern. So working at sorting out the details on the cabin, this lowest cabin. Exactly where the divisions will be. And again, I get some flexibility, even more flexibility here, because there is more darkness behind. There's an overhang there, so I do a bit of just quick horizontal shading to indicate the overhang shadow. And now I just extend that right-hand window across a bit more and make sure that I leave a little bit of space around the figures that I've drawn sitting on the front part of the ferry. And now I've got this challenge of the shading, and I don't want to make it too obvious. I don't really want to use hatching for the colour, for just representing the fact that this green is a darker colour than the yellow, although I could have. But I also do want to use some hatch lines to indicate the shape of the ship, the shape of the sides as it bends under at various angles along the length of each side, on the outward and inward side of each of the, what do you call them, pontoons? But anyway, the two sides of the ship that it actually connects with the water with. And so I'm curving these hatch lines to reflect what I can see from the reflections in the reference photo, the angle of the actual hull as being. And then along here I have just the details on the lowest deck. Some more windows, but larger ones than we have on the upper deck. So I do my best to get those in place. There's a ladder, I think, there. Just redefine a few of the lines. Make the hatching a little bit darker. And by this point now I'm starting to think, what am I going to do with the water? How am I going to represent that? So I've had no intention of putting the Sydney Harbour Bridge in the background. That's certainly not something for what's meant to be a quick drawing exercise. This took me 20 minutes to draw in real time. So you're seeing this at very slightly more than double speed. So if you use that cog icon that's on your screen, you can make this go half speed, which will be almost the speed I drew it at. And then we're pretty much done. G'day, I'm Stephen Travers. Look, I hope you enjoyed this rather different subject for this drawing exercise, and I hope you give it a go. It's a great exercise in foreshortening, in the way the side that slopes away from us narrows more and more the further away it gets. And you'll find this reference on my channel community page if you do want to draw it. But as always, whatever you draw and however you draw it, make sure you have fun. I'll see you next time. Bye.